Hi guys, so I'm doing something that I haven't actually never done before, but I've always been intrigued by doing them. And I thought I'd just do like a little day by day thing, because it is the weekend, and the weekend is when I get most of my work done because I work Monday to Friday. So I thought I would just sort of, you know, talk you through what I'm doing today because I have a lot of big things that I need to get off my list. So today. I have quite a little bit of freelance work to do. I also have to fill out a form for an author event that I'm going to do in May. They're asking for my details and things, so I might, show you through that as I go through. And I'm also going into draft 4 of The Girl Behind the Glass, which is my next book because I finished draft 3 about just over a week ago. But I was away and it was half term, and then I wanted to leave a little break between it. I was gonna leave like a couple of weeks, but I feel like I've had long enough now, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna, and it's a smaller descriptive sort of edit, so I'm gonna get into that one today, which I'm excited about because I'll only have to do that and then a proofread after, and then it will be ready for release. So I'm excited. So let's get into it today.
Strongest and most terrible of them all. We have to get past him to a magic compass.
Thinking about trying to get into this.
So now you're gonna be a gentleman?
I'm not sure exactly what we have to do, but I'm sure you probably have to fill out a form about the book. You've got some lots of popular ones on there. So it looks like you can actually submit your book as well, so I'm definitely thinking of submitting Steel Princess on there at some point.
I didn't know they did that stuff. When did this happen?
What fantasy subgenre does it fit best? Sci-fi fantasy, definitely. I would say dark fantasy a little bit, but we'll stick with epic high fantasy because it does go off on a pirate adventure. Um, what is my main subgenre? I would definitely say sci-fi fantasy because it has elements of both. Are you an author of a book or a reader who loved this book and the author of this book? Which romance spice level would you say this book fits in? So this is a whole like directory. I saw someone on Instagram had shared about a post about it in their story, and I was quite curious, so I had a look. And she said, and I emailed them, and then they said, yeah, just fine, just fill out the details about your book on the form, is what I'm doing now, and then we can potentially add you to it. And it looks like quite a big directory with lots of popular books, so you never know, maybe it'll get me some more readers. Worth a try. Which romance or spice level would you say this book fits in? No romance. So it has some romance. Um, I'd probably say non-physical romance because there is a little bit of romance, but it's not strong. Like, I'm not a strong romance writer. Although I am tempted one day to write a fantasy book that has strong elements of romance because I read a lot of them and I'd love to write an enemies to lovers sort of romance book one day. Is this part of this series? What is the highest romance spice level the rest of the series gets to? That's hard to say because I haven't written them yet, but I'm gonna say that it will be the same non-physical romance because it will probably just be more little. Then again, the romance does tend to grow a little bit, so maybe some kissing and hand holding. Just if they will kiss at some point. So it was more sort of flirtatiousness at the end of the book or in Steel Princess. Gone too far somehow. Yeah, so it may like As their relationship grows, there may be a little bit more, but it won't be anything too spicy or too detailed. But yeah, definitely. All done. And the electrician just came round, so he was checking out all the stuff in the flat. But that's sorted. Still watching Once Upon a Time because it is one of my favourite shows now. Deep into season 2, and a lot is happening. But yeah, so that's done. So now I need to fill out the form for an author event that I'm going to in May. So I was actually going to do that in my email, and then I saw this other one come through, or had come through before, and I checked it out and decided to actually put myself into it, my book into it. And now author registration. So basically, I'm going to be at this event. It's going to be at Hertford Castle on May 13th. It's the Hearts Book Festival. Lots of action is happening here. Yeah, so I'm going to pause that for a second because it's quite noisy. Yeah, so I'm going to be in here with two friends, two author friends, Roxy Eloise and Ali Aldridge, young adult fiction books authors. And yeah, I've never gone to an author event like this before, but I have wanted to for a long time. And it was one of the ones that my friend had actually, my friend Roxy had set me up through. So we're going to share a table, the three of us. So if you're interested in coming to an author event and it's fairly near where you live and you like any of these authors here, yeah, feel free to check it out and come and see us. Come browse, what's happening. My entire family wants to come along, I think, which should be interesting. My partner might be there, if he's not doing things at work. But yeah, so it should just be a really nice day to actually be able to try and talk to people about my book in person. And if I can sell some copies, then even better. But yeah, so I'm just excited to be able to go and stand at my first author event and have my books on the table, and I won't have my second book released quite then because I don't think I'll be able to edit it in time, but I will probably have like a leaflet out about it because it will be coming out fairly soon by that point, I think, depending on how how far I get through my edits by then. I also need to get my formatting designed. I need to get my paperback covers like fully formatted and everything, and then I also have to get some character art and some map art done, just like I have done for Still Princess. So there's a lot to do before this, but before this event I would also have to buy a few copies of the book so that I can sell them and potentially show them off to people in this big castle event. So yeah, I'm really excited. So now I'm gonna have to fill out some details for their form and then see how that goes. I just love weekend days like this where I can smash out all the things I need to do so I keep using my voice. So I'm really excited for this event. I am, honestly, I can't wait. So I'm going to fill out my details and submit it. That'll be done, and then I can get on with some freelance work. Filled out my form for the Hearts Book Festival, and now I'm going to get some freelancing done. It's only 10 o'clock, and I already feel like I've got loads done, and yeah, I'll have a productive day. I'm finding it so hard to stop procrastinating. Help. It's now 20 past 1, and I've just finished my freelance editing for the day. I'm going to get ready in a minute because I'm still wearing my coat over my pyjama top from when I went to go and collect like my stuff from Tesco from my little robot this morning, delivery robot. So yeah, I'm going to go get changed and wash and stuff because I like to chill out in my pyjamas in the morning when I'm doing work. And then I always just, I don't know why, this is just my process. My weekends I'm on the flat at the flat on my own, so I'm not doing anything else really. So I just chill out, go and get ready in the middle of the day because I treat that as like a break from what I'm doing, and it gives me a chance to, you know, clear my head a little bit from focusing on the computer for too long. I'm debating whether or not to go for a short little walk. I don't know. I'm also thinking that tomorrow I might go to one of my favourite little cafes tomorrow. So I was just gonna do like this as a day for just for today. But I think it would be nice if I went to the cafe and I could do my freelancing there and my editing as well, because why not make it a weekend thing instead? Since I'm probably be doing the same thing tomorrow, and I might cycle if the weather's okay. We'll see. It's a nice little place in Willow Lake. I haven't been out on the bike in ages because it's been cold and wet and horrible in the winter time. But now the weather's starting to get nice again, so why not? So yeah, I'm gonna go get ready in a bit, and I'll see where to go from there because I'm really excited to get into my next draft. But I do have a big checklist to write of all the things that I need to work on each chapter. Description is going to be the hard one, as it always is, because this is going to be the draft that you guys are going to read when, if you read my book, my second book. So this is what it's going to be like. This is going to be the writing itself. So this is the last part before my proofread, basically. So it's a bit daunting, but I'm excited to get into it. So yeah, I need to write a big checklist, and then of all the things that I need to make sure that I do when I go through each chapter, because I think that would make it a lot easier to remember all the things that I have to do, my little to-do list when I go through, because I tend to write, like do loads and loads in one day or a couple of days on my weekends or time off, and then I'll try and do it in the evenings after I finish work sometimes, but I don't always get in the right mindset to do that, and then I lose track of what I've done because it's been a while because I've been working and then whatever. But yeah, I'm excited to get into it. I also finished a freelance project this morning because it was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. It was a self-help non-fiction book, and a lot of it was like questions and stuff. So a lot of the pages that I thought I had left were mostly just like workbook sheets things, so for people to fill out their answers in. But yeah, it works. So I'm gonna go and do some stuff for now, and then I will come back to you in a bit.
It's the peasant who I saw leaving the city who disappeared into the crowd with Cusco in the back of his cart. He must have taken him back to his village, so if we find the village, we find him, and if we find him, we find Cusco. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Hi guys, so I got ready and then I thought I'll go for a little walk. So I went outside and it was raining the second I left. So I thought, nah, I'll just sit back at my little table so I can watch the view outside my window and get on with starting my checklist of my rewrite. So I'm going back into draft 4 and I can't wait. I'm really quite apprehensive because this is actually like, this book is really getting there now. So it's getting towards the end of it, but we'll see how it goes, and obviously I will update you as I go along because this is me starting. We'll see. I've been going through chapter 1 of my new draft. We're making big changes, trying to add description. A lot of chapter 1 has already been made, had a lot of changes made to it in previous drafts. So a lot of the description is already there, so I don't need to make too many like big changes on that one. I'm really happy with the first chapter as it is. I think it's like the second half of the book that's going to be a lot more description and things coming in because it's a lot of dialogue, and I added more like action scenes in the last draft, so I'm really happy with the first half, or a lot of it as it is, because I've done a lot of work over it, as you normally do with novels. The first chapter is always worked on the most, I suppose. But yeah, so I just made this little checklist, which I thought could be useful, because I don't know about you, but when you're writing or typing up or like doing drafts like this, I just find it really satisfying to be able to tick off bits, like things that I've done. So I thought if I make a little checklist, checkbox for every chapter, I can tick it off and feel like, oh yeah, I've done something. It's just a nice little boost. I've also given myself a list of some really like nitty gritty things that I need to remember for every chapter to make sure that I'm remembering things. One of them is characters going missing or randomly appearing in second half. That was one of the things that my editor mentioned. I don't think I've done it as much because I did make a lot of just like improvements to this on the last draft. But it does happen because I do have a lot of characters um, sort of doing things together as like a big group. There's a lot of witches and a lot of soldiers kind of working together, and then there's some mage soldiers as well in the second half. So my problem is like making sure they don't just randomly disappear or just randomly reappear. And also I need to just remember the basics like physical reaction to thoughts, which I already have, but I always need to be working on those. The five senses, smelling things, seeing things, and so on. Night or day, clothing, bathing, food, because there's a lot of action scenes and there's a lot of things like characters finding out secrets, and it's a big Snow White retelling, so they're staying away from the palace in this cabin, and I just need to make sure they have the basics, because the basics are really important, because obviously people won't survive if they're not eating. So I need to remember that occasionally there are going to be scenes where they should be eating to show that it's actually happening. People aren't just going off and doing all these things without actually having the basic survival. Um, I mean, a lot of it can be implied already, I suppose, in fantasy books, but it's good to know that it is happening for the reader. So, because sometimes it can draw your attention away if you're thinking, well, this character's like not eating anything, like they're gonna die just from that starvation alone, which is probably not a good thing. But yeah, so I am listening. I've been just listening to a song from Victoria Justice all day. It's just a catchy song, and I have a habit of repeating the same song over and over. I don't know if anyone else does that. Um, just sort of enjoying the view of the window, people walking past all the time, and getting into it. So I've done a lot today. I'm really happy with how it's gone. Still not sure if I'm going to go out tomorrow or not and do my work at a cafe. Might do, because it was payday the other day, so I'm in a better position than I normally would have been in terms of getting snacks and things. But we will see. But I'll definitely put a video up this weekend of, because I've done so many book talks the last few weeks, which is a lot more than I normally do. I've been trying to do book review videos of everything I've been reading, sorry. So yeah, I'm just gonna make sure to try and vary things a little bit. So I will do writing blogs when things happen, and I will also do reading videos and reviews and things to try and get more bookish content on my channel. But yeah, as always there guys, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Morning guys, so today is Sunday and it's the second day of my little weekend vlogs. I'm going to go to a cafe that I really like today. It has been on my channel before. I think I did it on my release day of Steel Princess, and I've also shown you the place a few times as well. I'm hoping that upstairs will be open because sometimes it's not, but it's a really sunny day, so it might be quite busy, but we'll see. I was just going to chill out at the flat today again like I did yesterday, and then I came into the living room and saw the sun shining, so I thought why not. And my partner's just put a plant in the room now. Bless him. So busy around this area. It's so sunny, but still freezing cold. Hi guys, so now it's like 20 to 2. Just got back from Willing Lake, which is where my usual little cafe is that I like to go to and do some writing sometimes. It is my favourite spot apart from like Costa and other coffee shops and stuff. I haven't been to Costa in a long time. But Willing Lake is really nice when the weather's nice, because it's just got like a nice view. You can just sit out and look at the lake. It's really peaceful. So yeah, so I actually had a really nice little morning. I was there from like 10ish till 1ish, so a few hours. And I'm home now, so I'm gonna try and do some more in a little while. But it was nice because I also had my mum, not my mum, my dad and my sister are off today, so they came and visited came and met up with me for a little bit, and they sat there and we had a chat, and they had a drink and things. My sister was reading through my draft, which she's never really done before. She was reading through my first chapter and saying, "Oh, you should change that because that doesn't quite make sense," or "Oh, that might be phrased differently." Oh, but she liked the idea of the story so far, and she's like, "I'm not going to read chapter 2, but but it was good to get her feedback. So it's given me some things to think about for the beginning of this new draft, which is good. So chapter 1 is pretty much done now. Although I do keep going back over it. I went over it yesterday and finished it, and then I started chapter 2, and then I went back over it when she was reading it earlier, giving me some feedback. So I might send it to her when it's finished, before my proofread, so that she can give me her opinion, as long as she's fairly quick about it. And yeah, so I'm going to try and get some more done today. I don't know how much I'll get done, but I want to try and get through this draft fairly quickly so that I'm getting all the description in there, and all the things that I have on my checklist I need to fix. But yeah, I have planned. We'll see how it goes.